Oh, catastrophe.
Yes, he played the cross double. Steve Davis played one earlier and got it, but there's plenty to do for Steve Davis. At least he's got a chance here. There's only 2 reds on the side cushions.
In the last frame, the one before the mid-session interval, Davis cleared up in a position not dissimilar to this.
No.
There were 2 reds apparently safe on either side cushion, but he developed them both and carried his break to 53 to win the frame.
Well, you can see him getting 40 or 50 here, but at this stage it would be a bit of an achievement to clear up, to say the least. Mind, he surprised us all this week a few times, Clive.
24.
I don't know, he seems to have the air of believing that this is his night. And if he could win, no one would be more pleased than Bill Davis, his father on the right, young Greg. Himself is becoming a keen player. An old friend of mine from my Cardiff days, Albert Barrett in the middle.
30.
In the meantime, Steve has just slipped slightly out of position. Wanted to be straighter on this red. Yeah, it was missable.
Steve Davis 30.
It was, but I didn't expect him to miss it. O'Sullivan forced to move the safest red.
Would have liked the cue ball a little bit closer to the left cushion. Ronnie Sullivan is as good as they come in the middle pocket, I must say. Not to be this time. And worse to follow, the Reds caught the knuckle and come back out.
Davis would be disappointed to have missed at that range. What a mistake from O'Sullivan. Davis won't keep missing.
Well, he's normally such a good rest player. But he's overcut that one. Now then, can you get past this brown? I think he can.
One.
As Ronnie Sullivan looks on. Tricky one, that, Clive, isn't it?
Yes.
6.
I think as long as he played it with a slight degree of firmness, he was always going to be on a red though.
7. $15.
Into the lead with that black.
22.
He hasn't got a lot of angle here, and the favourite looks to screw back possibly for the blue. He had enough to
23.
come out for the black, but get it from there to the last red. Yes, I don't think he's got the angle anyway to get too far up there. Can get up towards the centre pocket. That's the problem, you see. Got to force it. It seemed that he
Steve Davis,
could have
23.
screwed the red back for the blue then, or the bar colours, but the chance is gone anyway.
Davis undone by the forcing shot which was necessary for position then. Has to cannon the yellow from the blue. Oh, but forgot to pop the blue.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1, frame conceded.
Well,
frame
extraordinary
Steve
to
Davis.
concede though. Davis might not have cleared up, although we probably would. In his disgust though, O'Sullivan concedes. Davis leads by 8 frames to 5. 3 up with 4 to play.
But Ronnie needs to get the momentum back with him, I guess, and look at the win this one first. Do you take? He has to take it one at a time, surely.
Oh, he does, absolutely. He's got to do just that. Take every frame, 1 frame at a time, and just hopefully he'll feel the tension himself. If he can win 2 in a row and get back within 1 frame, he'll start getting nervous as well.
Here he goes, maybe. What on earth is going to happen next?
Ronnie O'Sullivan impulsively conceded the last frame when it was by no means certain that Steve Davis would have potted the necessary colours. But there was certainly nothing wrong with the long red with which O'Sullivan started this one.
6.
You just get the feeling here that Ronnie O'Sullivan needs to make a lot of points. If he misses here, I think he's vulnerable at the moment. But so much talent, of course, you could just clear up with this visit.
I agree, Terry. I think O'Sullivan's got
29.
a lot more chance of pulling this match out of the fire if they're quick frames.
30.
He seems to be losing the ones which end up in a tactical battle of any kind. Three centuries O'Sullivan's had today.
38. 45.
His cue power then coming into play. Perfect split.
46. $53. 54.
Typical Ronnie O'Sullivan, this. After
61.
that concession in the previous frame. But there's always a time out there. I think he conceded because of his own
62.
frustration, Clive, but there's always a time when you can get rid of that by doing something like that, and now it's like, well, I'll just go out there, see how it goes and relax a bit. And you could run frames off the blink of an eyelid.
69. $70.
Up to 70 in 3 minutes 40 seconds. And already past the winning post,
7.
barring 3 snookers in this frame.
$85. 86. 93. 94.
'Just brilliant.
101. 102.
Once he gets into a break, he's so fluent. He makes it look so easy.
109.
Well, it is easy when you're a
110.
genius.
Well,
116.
he did make his first century when he was 10.
118.
His first 147 in competition when he was 15. Would he have got that right-handed? Doesn't matter. It was a superb break of 118. It keeps O'Sullivan in the match, but he's still got it all to do. He beat O'Sullivan in remarkable fashion that night. O'Sullivan 8-4 up. Davis won 10-8. Can the maestro close out the match?
I was just going to say the key to it is for Steve Davis to just carry on the same. Obviously it gets a bit tense out there at this stage. He slipped out of position straight away. Just got an unwanted clip then of one of the reds.
He's played it beautifully. Judged the cannon to perfection.
Sure. $17.
This is Davis's 99th major final. He's won 73 titles. He's not blowing everybody away like he was in the 80s, but
24.
he's played like An old master restored today.
He looks so composed out there. He looks at peace with himself. I haven't seen him this
25.
way for a long time. And then just one loose red after this black. I have to think about moving one or two of them.
$33.
Missed the cannon.
Knew that he was carrying
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
the second ball. Unlucky that the cue ball flew into the corner pocket.
Yes, he was unlucky there, but at least he hasn't left a red on.
A bit thin, and therefore a bit speedy. Cue ball running in and out of baulk. I do believe that the red second left of picture is a shot to nothing. O'Sullivan knew that if he reached the potting angle he wouldn't be cannoning another ball.
He was shaking his head just now. That was one of the worst safety shots he's played in this final, for certain.
Three.
I don't think he's missed a ball left-handed.
And it's a great asset. He's looking good.
$12.
Well, he's okay. He didn't get the kiss on those reds, but I think he got
19.
one in the right centre. Maybe slightly awkward bridging.
Made light of that difficulty.
20.
Beautiful shot.
25.
Crowd really enjoying it.
$26. $32.
Davis watching his 40-point lead disappear.
33.
Didn't get the cannon quite right.
40.
Renewed hope in the heart of Davis.
Yes, he clattered the butt of his cue on the floor. I thought he was going to play safety, but he's taken this thin cut on. Has to be careful not to foul the cue ball. Oh. What a shot.
It's in his mind to go for just about anything that's potable. And he had to be quick to get the long cue and rest out of the way.
.44.
Careless.
45.
Just when it looked as if he'd done the hard part. Just as well the brown was there. An effortless deep screw for the yellow.
57.
Needs only green in addition.
59.
Davis led 40-0 in this frame and luckily went in off.
62.
Sullivan won the last frame with a break of 118.
66.
His recovery is gathering momentum.
71. On the frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
And with that cavalier 77, Ronnie O'Sullivan reduces the gap to a single frame. Davis now leads only by 8 frames to 7.